What up, guys? I'm Mr. Linguini Man, and this is our show. We have an Explorer here with us this week. Let's give her a great, warm, welcoming hello, and we'll let her introduce herself from here.
Hi everyone, I'm Nexplora or Nex. I am very new to gaming. I started my Twitch journey and gaming journey all together a few months ago, so up until then I had never played a game in my life, and it's been an incredible journey so far. And Linguini, thank you so much for having me here. I very much appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Now, I've noticed that I have been butchering your name by saying Nexploria instead of Nexplora. But, whatever, it's okay. I love you. Much love, much love.
It's all good. It's all the same.
What's Twitch without butchering someone's name, right?
Now that's the right question to be asking.
So, with being so new to games and whatnot, what was the first game that you started out with on Twitch?
Yes, so starting off my journey, I was asked, what do you want to start playing with? And I was like, I can't even even know what kind of games there are to experience. So I was told that I should start with the OG game that a lot of people started with, and it was the OG Nintendo 64 Mario game. Had a lot of fun with it, and that's how I started my streaming journey. So I've been trying to diversify the kinds of games that I'm playing, different gameplay, different genres, just to really understand what I like, what I don't, what I'm good at, what I'm not, and kind of go through that journey and learn all about the video game world.
I know that we met through Stardew, and I've seen you play a little bit of the Walking Dead series, which, guys, if y'all haven't checked her out on Twitch, I'm telling you, those facial features worth the whole time there.
Always.
Scares out of the air, okay? Alright, but with that being said, where are you going next in your gaming life? What does it hold?
Yes, so I played a couple platformers with Mario games. We met through Stardew, going through Telltale. I did the Uncharted series for my first third-person shooter games. I am currently just started the Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's my first open world, first Zelda. Been having a lot of fun. I was very nervous with open world because I had never experienced something like that. You know, my preconceived notions of games and video games is very much competitive. You know, you either win or you lose, you do it correct or not correct. And with open world with Zelda, it's very much like you just do what you do, and it's been really fun, and it'll take me a little bit to get through. I just started, but knowing that after the Zelda game, I want to go into Hades and do some roguelike, some fast-paced games, and I'm super excited with that.
So my biggest question, I guess, would have to be is, what is the main character's name in Zelda?
Link!
Oh, she got it, guys!
I got it!
She won! I don't know. That's literally the biggest thing. When it comes to females, any guy will tell you. That's the first question they'll ask. Who's the main character? Because they're going to be like, oh, it's Zelda! No, that's the princess, bruh!
That's the Princess Zelda in Hyrule, and Link is the character you play with.
There you go! Sorry, that was my childhood. Had to ask you a little bit.
Hey,
Test you.
I get questions like that all the time because I'm so new. I'm experiencing all this for the first time, and it's very just getting questions like that. It just makes me realize what people really hold dear to their heart from their childhood games, or like what they really focus on, and it's really, really cool to see.
These are stories that we grew up on, that
Exactly.
we've learned about, and we literally mold ourselves. Like, we run through it. It's a book that you can play through.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Whenever I hear someone say the wrong answer, I'm like, oh man, how could you? You just irked my whole soul right there. Yeah, it was a stab in the heart. Stab in the
Yes,
heart.
Absolutely.
So, I think that if anyone wants to recommend this lovely lady some games, definitely drop some comments below. And with that being said, I need to recommend her a game from my past, which would be Resident Evil 3. So I know you're not that well with shooters, that you're not experienced with it per se. And I've watched you play Walking Dead, and that kind of has the same shooting aspect, at least speed-wise, as Walking Dead. So Resident Evil 3, it's a horror game. I would love to see your pop scares and whatnot. You know, that's what I'm there for. I love seeing people get scared. It makes me laugh and giggle inside. I'm a little evil. It's okay.
It's very easy for me. I'm very expressive. You get what you see. Absolutely.
Guys, one time I was watching her stream and her boyfriend brings her a piece of cake at just the right moment. Just the right moment. He comes around the corner, a zombie's popping out, and whoa! She's up in the air, at least 3 foot high. I'm gonna drop it also below in the summary, so check it out, guys. Show her some love. Now, with that being said, bringing up the whole boyfriend thing, we'll jump into relationships on Twitch. Just to switch up the agenda, what do you feel is like the biggest thing for you when it comes to your relationship on Twitch?
So, my relationship, so my boyfriend is also a streamer. We're on the same stream team. And, you know, when we even mentioned it first, Linguini, you were like, oh, interesting. Like, I'm very curious to get your thoughts on that because, you know, relationships on Twitch could be very interesting. I have not experienced a lot of relationships that I've noticed, either, you know, streaming relationships or even on chat, the chemistry. So I haven't been exposed to that. But for me and my boyfriend, he has been a gamer his entire life, great at games, really is the one that brought me into this world and really helped me support me into my Twitch and gaming journey. So for us, when we both started streaming, you know, we have a very good community where we both, you know, we have the same people in our community. We've been growing together, where, you know, we never even had to have a conversation of, are we going to keep it separate? Is it just going to be Nexplora and that's it? But we never had to do it because it was very organic. We live in the same house. We stream on the same area, so people see our backgrounds. So, you know, being in his chat, people know who I am. Then sometimes he pops into my stream and vice versa. It was all very organic, all very fun. It was nothing that I felt like we had to either keep separate or...
It wasn't work.
It wasn't work. We didn't make a deal out of it. It was just like, hey, I'm next. Oh yeah, Tiny also streams. He's also my boyfriend and he scares the shit out of me sometimes. Welcome! And it's just fun time, and our community, we get along really well, so it's never been like a weird thing about it.
So, have you ever pondered of doing co-streaming?
Yes, we've talked about co-streaming. We did one co-stream very, very, very early on when we started streaming. Could have been, maybe it was on his channel, his second or third stream, where we played Unravel 2. So it was a co-op. It was fun. It was fun, like just kind of like riffing back and forth in live, doing a co-stream. We haven't done it in a long time, but just because my level of gaming is far below his, so there has to be a very specific game that we could both play. But we've definitely, you know, we've done it in the past. It's something that's fun, so it's definitely on the table for sure.
Well, if I can suggest a game for that.
Ooh,
yeah,
yes.
I always have a game. So also for families out there, guys, just saying, Family Feud. Family Feud. It is currently out. It is poppin', and I was playing on my co-host, actually, one of the guys that has already been on the show. He showed me this game on his Twitch, and I was like, okay. So I started playing with them, and man, I was lost for about 2 hours, just having a good time. The chat gets involved. They start making guesses. It just goes really well for a Twitch stream.
I really like that.
I don't know. I just think that it might be something that couples or families out there who do stream together can get into, and it's fairly cheap. I think it's only like $5.
Yeah, I actually think we have it on our Switch, so we have that in Jeopardy. So we could get into some very intense, heated
those games.
quizzes.
Yeah, those get very intense. You start going at each other, and it's all in good fun though, and that's what's to be expected when it comes to gaming, is that you look for the fun aspect in it, which is where we can go into the conversation of tilting. Now, how much do you know about tilting? I know we went over it a little bit.
Yeah, so being so new to all this, I'm like learning all this game lingo essentially. So I wasn't quite known to like what tilting truly meant when we really talked about it. Like when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yes, but the word tilted was very new to me. So I appreciate learning all these new cool things with you.
Of course. So whenever we apply tilting, your emotions in gaming, if you were to start losing a game and your emotions were to go toward anger, your whole night is going to go bad and your chat's going to see it. your chat's obviously gonna see. You're gonna start feeling it in your whole body. Your whole body's gonna get hot. You're gonna start sweating. You're mad. Now, if you were to just take a second and breathe and tilt it back the other way, just get a little cooler, your whole vibe is gonna change. And from there on out, you'll probably be able to solve, because I know, okay, let's go back to Zelda. Zelda is a very puzzle-like game. There's a lot of puzzles in it. I know you're not that far into it, but Zelda has puzzles. And a lot of the times when I would be playing Zelda, I would get very angry that I couldn't solve a puzzle immediately. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be easy. I'm supposed to be having fun. But no, they're also there to challenge you, and I guess at that young of an age I never realized, and now that I'm older I see that back then, even then, I was tilting and I would break items back then. I was very young. I would break my Game Boy because I couldn't do something, or my controller, and now like whenever I get angry I'd just like, oh, I'm tilting, I need to calm down. Just remind yourself. And it's always a great subject to touch on, because in the gaming world it plays such a big aspect on what happens. Because I play Smite, and Smite is a very teamwork, it's competitive. If I get angry and I start doing bad, my whole team's going to start getting angry at me, and they're going to start doing bad.
They feel it, the energy, yeah, it all
tilts.
It all tilts.
If you take one block out of the building, the whole building's going to fall. So, have you ever found yourself tilting in a game?
Yes, so I would say the first time I really like got mad, and even my chat's like, are we gonna see Nex rage for the first time? And they were more like popcorn, getting ready to see it, because like the games that I had played, Mario was difficult in the sense I was completely new, different, you know, I had to learn how to use buttons to move a character for the first time in my life, and I died a million times, but I never got angry because I was so new to me, right? I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to die, and it was fun. But the more I got into game, you know, the more I kept playing, getting better, then it's now a very me thing. Like, well, now I want to get good. And when I started playing Uncharted, which was my first shooter game, there was definitely one aspect where I couldn't do, like, I couldn't move where I wanted to move. My character was doing the opposite thing, and I was like, I wasn't even shooting. I was trying to just duck properly, like move behind a wall, and I couldn't. And I was like, this is stupid. I can't even do what I want to do. I can't even play because of this. And everyone's like, Nora's raging, Nex is raging. And once again, I just took, because it was also fast paced too. It took me literally pausing, and I'm like, should I just not try to do that? Maybe I should just change it. And just talking it out, I was like, oh, okay. And then I just changed my strategy, and I was like, oh, I could have done that the whole time, but I definitely felt myself. But because I was with chat, they were pitching in, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to calm down. I think if I may have been alone, I would have kept going. I would have tilted all the way down. I would have not come back up. It was very funny to see, and even they were like, this is just the beginning, Nex. We'll see more of this later. And I was like, probably.
They're waiting for the full meltdown. Don't worry.
They're waiting.
But they're going to be there to bring you right back up. And that's the great part about Twitch. It really is. If you have a solid community, which with streaming teams, it tends to be a great thing. You have a strong community because you have space between multiple communities. And I don't know, they make it so much easier not to get mad. They'll be like, hey, it's okay. Now my chat, no, they're there to make you mad. They're there to troll you. And
they're like, I see that button, I'm gonna push it.
I'm pressing that button, and they know how to get to me, and they do it, and that's what they're there for. I don't blame them. They want the raw anger, and I'll give it to them. Whatever you want, guys, whatever you want. But we also have our chill streams where I realize that I'm tilting whenever I'm playing by myself and I'm just having a good day, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to go into this bad mood. Just swap it, and it's all fine. So now, as you said, you were getting lost in a game and you couldn't figure it out. Now, with being so new to games, I have to relate this to you being a female in a sense, because in our generation, females didn't play video games like boys did. Boys were inside, they were playing games with their other boys, they were outside getting dirty, whatever. But girls were doing makeup, they were playing their thing. So now, everybody's playing video games. It's a lovely thing. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody's playing video games. We're all united now. What made you choose to pick video games and Twitch and the name that you chose as a female streamer? Like, what made you as a female streamer become the streamer you are? Not in the aspect of why did you start exactly, but what made you? Like, what got your show started?
I think it also starts with the fact that I never played games growing up, and for a few reasons. It was none of my family. I grew up in a whole household of girls, my mom and my 3 sisters. My mom grew up in Mexico. Video games were just not a thing back in her day either, especially in Mexico culturally, just where she was in life. Then she had kids, was never exposed to video games, and then in her eyes, the video games were the boys shooting people, and she didn't want us to play shooter games because that's very violent. So, was never a video gamer, was never exposed to it, that's why I never started. But the people around me, my boyfriend, my friends, they all play games. They all play very unique games, different games, so it's very cool, and he was really the one that brought me into this world. And one of the reasons why it took me so long to start video games is, I'd see them playing, and they play a lot of Call of Duty, Halo, PUBG, and it's just something that's just, I look at it, I'm like, I can't just start. Like, it's too late for me. And that was like a weird thought of mine that I had, and Twitch really allowed me to be my own person, where I wasn't trying to jump into my boyfriend's games because that's what he was playing, but allowed me to figure out what I want in my own time, the way I want to, and be my own solo gamer where I can actually practice all these games instead of having to rely on another person's console and play what they want to play, because it's not mine, it's not what I'm doing. And so Twitch really just brought this whole everything connected, and Twitch has been amazing because of that. And so the way the streamer that I became, it was the journey into the video game world. And my name Nexplora comes from my real name, Nora, and it was always like, oh, Nora, like Dora the Explorer, and everyone calls me Nora the Explorer. So Nexplora just kind of shortened Nora, Explorer, and we're also exploring the video game world. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, Twitch really allowed this journey to happen because it gave me my own space and my own time of video games with my community helping me through them. So it's been just a beautiful journey.
So nowadays there's a lot of hatred toward female gamers pertaining toward Twitch, if we're gonna talk about anything. When it comes to Twitch, females are looked at as booby streamers. It's just a word, but generally, if their breasts are out, they're there just to get money, and that's what the guys are saying. That's what, like, I see all over Facebook group chats, and it's gotta stop. But if they don't want to see it, why are you looking at it? Why are you looking at it? Like, guys, you can complain all you want, but you're the one looking at it.
Yep.
So I guess where I'm getting at is where and when do you fit into this whole situation? I know for sure you're not a booby streamer. I've watched multiple booby streams. Guys, she is always dressed very classy, like with some braids that make a magnificent beard.
Yes.
But I guess what I'm actually asking is, what are your opinions toward booby streaming and female streamers in general?
Yeah, so I think for me is Twitch is a place where you can create your own space, who you want to be and what you want to bring to the Twitch world. So being a booby streamer, like you call them, if that's what you want to do, then power to you. You'll find the people that resonate with you. You'll find the people that make sense for you. Alternatively, the same thing. If you just want to focus on art, then that's what you need to be doing, and you'll find the people that resonate with you. And I think, with female streamers, there's a lot of hate. I think partly because of that, there's some guys that are just magnificent gamers who are streaming specifically for games, and then there's some resentment of, well, why does this female streamer have more followers or more this, and all they do is show boobies, right? I think that may be where it comes from, which is, they're they should feel what they feel, and they have every right to feel like that. But at the same time, is everyone is doing what makes sense for them, and there's so many different streamers out there that you can find the streamers that you want to support. And instead of going out of your way to say, hey, you suck, you just spent your energy saying that, you just, gave out bad vibes to someone else. Go find a streamer that makes sense for you, that you want to support, and that you find that you click with. There's going to be bad fits, there's going to be good fits, and you just have to find your footing and find where you want to be.
I love the way you put that. Not only to just throw this out there, but you could put tilting into that. You're going into their chat, and you could cause a tilt, and not only are you causing a tilt for them, but by you putting that negative energy out there, you're just being negative yourself. So you must have something negative going on in your life, and you need to get some positive, my guy.
Yeah, a lot of projection going on.
Yeah, I love how you put that, though. That was nicely worded. So, how do you think you can benefit Twitch as a female streamer?
For me, especially being a new gamer, I think there's a lot of... I also sometimes find myself in, some insecurities, right? Like, you said, when you were doing the puzzle games of Zelda, you would get frustrated. For me, it was so funny when I was doing puzzle parts in Uncharted and I couldn't figure out. I wasn't getting frustrated, I was getting embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, it's embarrassing. They're gonna think I'm stupid and all this stuff. And I think being a female, gamer or on a Twitch or a new gamer, I think it also just allows, hey, it's okay. A lot of people are, I don't know if I want to stream because I'm not that good at games. I'm awful at games, and I'm streaming and I'm having a blast, and it's part of that. I think that it's just about supporting, who you are as a streamer, and just being like, whatever you want to do, it's your own channel and good for you, and it's all about supporting them. And I think just being part of that and hoping that maybe someone is, gets inspiration from oh, hey, she had never played video games and she just came into Twitch and she just decided to stream. That's awesome. Maybe I can stream too. And it's yes, hell yes, you can. And I think that's really, really cool. And which I've heard about that too. People are oh my god, you inspired me. Now I kind of want to stream too. And I'm yes, that's what it's about, So I think that's part of it as well.
I think that's our jobs as streamers in a sense. Once we get a community base, you have to start setting a role model in a sense, especially as an older streamer. For our younger streamers out there, I have a couple of kids, TV Linus, Sub to Kai, there's a couple other ones, I can't think of their name, but those are two of the ones that I constantly, I'm in their chats, and they're younger, they're 14, 15-year-old boys, and they're just streaming because they want to. They're having fun, they're talking to people, they see us doing it, and they're I'm doing it because I see you doing it. And for them to come to us and say that, I think that's the wholehearted reason I do what I do. I get up every morning at 9 a.m., I sit in this chair, and I stream for 2 to 3 hours to talk to them. And that's it. And as you said, if you can get people to come into your chat and you can get them to feel comfortable enough, confident enough to get on Twitch and stream, and you did that, that's a good feeling.
It's awesome.
That's an awesome feeling. So, how have you reached out to other females, if any at all? Have you met any other female streamers that you just immediately clicked with and you were this is one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm streaming?
Yeah, so really early on into my streaming journey, there was one female streamer, Marina Boo. She really helped pick us up from the ground and pick me up from the ground, very much just she was so loving and had been doing this for a couple months before us, and she was so excited to just help. She's one of those people. It's how can I help you? Let's get you to affiliate. She helped with Discord, just everything to the learning curve, and it was so cool to see. And I was that is awesome. And she was there my very, very first stream ever, and just someone that has been so supportive, and I support as well. And I'm always, trying to hype her up and get in her chats as much as I can when she streams. And it's really cool to see her streaming journey and her growth. She's been growing quickly, and that's something that I still feel very new in streaming, but something that I want to be able to do as well. How can I help you? And, getting people up off the ground. It's really amazing, the community that I have found through Twitch because of that. Like, just everyone's willing to help, and she was really a pivotal part of getting me off the ground, which is awesome to see.
When I first started streaming, it was always don't do follow for follow, which I still believe. Do not do follow for follow. It doesn't help. It's false love all the way.
Yeah, it needs to be organic.
It has to. It has to be genuine connection through chat. You start chatting with someone and you have a good conversation for about 15 minutes, that person's not going to forget you.
Mm-hmm.
It literally takes 15 minutes for you to make an impression. And with that being said, growth will come if you sit in others' chats, you talk, you get to know other communities, and you help others. If you put love out there, love's gonna come back. The positive energy, exactly, yes. So every stream when I end, I raid someone. It's just something I do, and seeing their face light up like a Christmas tree per se, it just makes you so happy. I don't know if you raid into people per se, but if you do, have you ever just seen their face and it made you so joyful inside?
I love raiding. Love raiding. I always say this. Raids, I think, are one of the coolest features of Twitch. That's how people have found me. That's how I have found other people. That's how my chat has found other people that they resonate with. I think it's so cool. It goes, both ways. When I got raided, I'm like, I mean, it's the same. That's why I love to raid too. I'm like, I love it, and I'm so grateful that this person trusted me with their community, bringing them in here, and it's awesome, and it's very humbling. And so then I'm always like, where can we raid? Whether that's a chat recommendation or someone from our community that we're trying to grow, or someone that I know is a very good vibe, and I know my chat will, vibe with them. It's awesome. I love it, because you're right. They get so excited because it's like, this is so cool, and you meet new people. I mean, that's how I always feel like how our circle has been growing, just through that organic cycle of people that know the streamer. Hey, you should rate this person. Great, let's check them out. And then it's like, yo, yeah, I mean, if you're in our chat, if you're in our community and you also vibe with them, there's probably somewhere that we'll vibe, and then it just kind of keeps growing and you keep meeting new friends. Oh, I love it.
It's a lovely thing. When I first started streaming, Mr. I'm Not Too Sure, I don't know if you've met him yet. He's one of my very good buddies. We have been gaming together for 7 years now, and he is the whole reason that my Twitch just blew up from the get-go. He would raid me at the beginning, and his community would come in with such love and passion, and I love the raids where the whole chat just blows up their chat. And so with all that being said, like you said, these communities that you knit together, they become beautiful things that just grow. They just grow and grow and grow. And I rated this guy. He had only 3 viewers the other day, and he was from this team that I joined, the Collective. I just joined it. It's ran by this guy named Blood. He's a really nice guy. You should check him out sometime, Blood Reaper Gaming. But he told me, like, just raid people that have general views that you do. Like, if they're playing the same games that you do, or if they are talking about something that you're interested in, raid them, talk to them for a few minutes, get to know them. And I thought that was some of the best advice that I could have ever taken, because now when I raid people, I would just sit there for 15 minutes and talk. I used to just leave, and that was one of the worst things I ever did, because I would always miss their faces. I would miss the interaction of talking to them, and them, like, the excitement that you could still hear in their voice as they talk to you. And then the next day they'll come into your chat and they'll be like, hey, thanks for the raid, or whatever, man. And it's just, like you say, organic.
Mm-hmm.
Organic. It's so organic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lovely. So now that we've talked about pretty much everything that I could think of that we were supposed to talk about, what is the one streamer that you wanted to shout out? And please go in as much detail about this person as you can. Next.
So we spoke about me being on a stream team, and so I want to talk about Tiny Tim 14. And we talked about him earlier because he is my boyfriend. So one of the we have a great community that we built together, and with the other two streamers. He spends a lot of his time really making a great experience for his chat, his viewers. He is a great gamer. First, any game that he gets, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna master this bitch, and it's awesome. And B, he is all about good vibes, just having a good time. And he's like, come in, he's so welcome. Every person, one of the amazing things that he does, every new follower, he gets a new follower, and he's gonna be like, okay, who are you? How did you find us? Welcome. This is what you should expect. It's ridiculous in here, but it's meant to be ridiculous. If you vibe, stay here, meet everyone. It's so personal. He is so personable with every single individual that comes into the stream. It is beautiful to see because he just wants to get to know you, have a good time, and make sure you have a good time. He's playing through The Last of Us right now. His first playthrough, he just finished the first one, doing the second one. I have so much fun on his stream. His chat's always popping and making fun, ridiculous jokes. It's just supposed to be a fun, ridiculous time, and he makes sure you have a good time as well.
Guys, I'm going to be definitely dropping a link below. I am going to be showing a little viewing at the end of the stream of his actual profile. If y'all can give him a follow and check out his chat. When does he usually stream?
Yeah, he streams Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, so PST. He usually streams on Fridays, but that's usually very up in the air, freestyle. He just chooses a random game, very casual Friday gaming, but then Monday to Thursdays are already scheduled. And sometimes you'll see me in his stream because, again, we live together. It's our lives. You come in and we welcome you to our home, and you may see me there.
Well, Nex, thank you for coming to the show. We loved having you. You have been a complete and wholesome vibe.
Thank you for having me, Linguini. I'm so happy we found each other through a Stardew. Great game. I'm so happy that we found each other, and we've just continued to support each other. I love your vibes, love being in your streams, and thank you so much for asking me to be part of this. It's so humbling, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you.
Well, of course, we clicked right when I came into your chat, and I don't know, I felt like we would have good conversations, so I hope to have you on the show again once we get a little farther down your journey.
Yes, a little recheck. Where you at? How you doing?
Of course, see how we are doing in life. But with that being said, guys, I think we're going to end the show here. I am going to bid adieu good night. And Next Warrior, thank you for coming.
Thank you. It was great to meet everyone. Thank you so much.